Dear Rector of the University of Bologna, our alma mater, dear President of the Magna Carta Universitatum Observatorio, dear Honorary President of the Magna Carta Observatorio and Father of the Magna Carta Universitatum, Professor Robert Simonaco, dear Vice Rectors, Rectors, colleagues, and friends. Good morning. Today, we celebrate a new signature of the Magna Carta Universitatum. It is the moment to recall its four principles. First, autonomy and independence from political and economical power. But how can we be autonomous in context of financial dependence and growing interference under the pretext of governance? How can we protect the critical capacity of the university? Second, the indissoluble nature of teaching and research. Can we continue to allow universities and companies that are not creating any knowledge to be called universities? Should we not establish some minimum standards for being called a university? Third, freedom of research and innovation. Don't we need alternative metrics to those of the hegemonic rankings, which are conditioning the language use and the research lines taken up, guided by the preference and monopolies of certain interest groups? Fourth, international vocation and interculturality. Universities have to extend beyond borders, contributing to a better understanding among people and the globalization of knowledge. And the public and private powers must guarantee us the necessary means. Of course, we have to think about financing, also about suitable mechanisms for the selection of teaching staff that guarantee their teaching and research abilities. We must protect the rights and freedoms of students and advance international inter-university collaboration through equivalence of degrees and scholarships. All we do may be for future generations, always listening to young people, always to our students. Thank you again for coming and sharing common and living values. Thank you all for being here in the 30th anniversary of the Magna Carta Universitatum and the 800th anniversary of the University of Salamanca. Thank you very much. And now may I introduce and give thanks again our Honorary President, Professor Robert Simonaco.
Thank you, Mr. Rector. Magnificent Rector. The Magna Carta Universitatum is almost an ethical legitimation for the European space for culture, that today is defined as a product of centuries of historical development. At the same time, the dissemination of knowledge in the world beyond Europe is a fundamental element of globalization. It is important not to neglect, but rather to analyze, clarify, and disseminate among young people the principle that the universities promote critical research, not only with a view to selling vocational skills, but with a view to engaging young people, potentially all young people, in the process of acquiring and creating knowledge. It is in this context that the original concept of the university community that is developed over the centuries and is clearly defined in the Magna Carta can continue to express the values of a community provided that it can come to terms with the needs of present society, the continued validity of the relation between the European universities, confirmed by the Bologna Declaration, that in operational terms is represented by the European higher education area, is the source of a continuity of action of the European academic institution, giving contact to a reality that is now consolidated. From Paris 1998 to Bologna 1999 to Prague and Bergen 2001 and 2005, London and Bucharest 2007 and 2012, the European education area has demonstrated its existence and the consistency as recognized by the European Parliament with Resolution 2011 of 13 March 2012, aiming to promote and consolidate the implementation of the reforms envisaged. Thank you. Andiamo.
President. Shall I start? We will now proceed to the signature of the new signatories of Carta Magna Observatorio. I will call according to the order that is indicated. Please, just once you are called, give me your list, because where's the first one? Number one. Yeah, please. University of Orléans, please. University of Sopron. Universidad de La Laguna. University of Strathclyde. University Polytechnic of Bucharest. Solent University. We'll call them. Riga Technical University. University of Bucharest. University of Theatre and Film Arts, Budapest. University of Natural Resources and Life Sciences, Wien. Instituto Superior de Formación Docente Salomé Urena. Toyo University. University of Scranton. National University of Life and Environmental Sciences of Ukraine. ITMO University. Zaporozhye State Medical University. Norwegian School of Theology, Religion Society. Adam Mickiewicz University. Poznan University of Technology. Ukrainian Medical Stomatological Academy. Beketov National University of Urban Economy in Kharkiv. Bogdan Khmelnytsky Melitopol State Pedagogical University. Kiev National University of Technologies and Design. Public Higher Education Institution Vasil Stefanik Precarpathian National. Silesian University of Technology. State University Uzhhorod. Ancora uno. University of Rus. Victor Babes University of Medicine and Pharmacy. Medical University of Silesia. University of Veterinary Medicine and Pharmacy. Slovak University of Agriculture in Nitra. University of Sussex. Newcastle University. Sheni Istivan University. Ulster University. University of Tromsø, the Arctic University of Norway. Ben Gurion University of Negev. FH Aachen. Frankfurt University of Applied Sciences. Technische Hochschule Köln. University of Split. Eastern Mediterranean University. University of Alicante. Universidade da Beira Interior. Universidade de Trás-os-Montes e Alto Douro. Universidad de Luciada. Universidad Carlos III de Madrid. Universidad de Las Palmas de Gran Canaria. Politécnico di Bari. Universitat Pompeu Fabra, Barcelona. Coventry University. Matej Bell University in Banska Bystrica. Universidad Católica de Angola. University of Plymouth. University of St. Joseph. Sí, sí, mejor. Universidad Internacional de Cataluña. Università degli Studi di Milano Bicocca. Catholic University in Rosenberg. That for the International University. Medical University of Graz. University of Stavanger. University of Winchester. Ilias State University. Goce Delcev University. Private University of Education, Diocese of Linz. University of Agder. University of Nicosia. Abdullah Gül University. National University of Public Service. Abu Academy University. Western Norway University of Applied Sciences. Inland Norway University of Applied Sciences. No, manco uno son esos. Oslo Metropolitan University. Rector, Vice Rector, and President, please have your chair again. Ce l'abbiamo fatto? Sì, adesso io do i saluti. Dopo, io quando lo dico io. And now, in the name of the new signatories, Professor Giga Zedania, Rector of the Ilyas State University, Georgia, will now address the gathering.
Dear Rector, dear President, dear Honorary President, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to stand here on behalf of my colleagues representing the institutions which have joined Magna Carta Universitatum today. I would like to express our gratitude for having become part of a network founded on values to which we adhere and to which we would like to commit ourselves even more strongly after this day. Institutions represented in this room are from very diverse regions, but what unites us all is the commitment to the one institution called the university. Here in Salamanca, one of the oldest universities in history, it would be appropriate to start by acknowledging a distinctively European origin of this institution, and once again call to mind the values on which it is based. Professor Norda talked eloquently about values yesterday. Value is normally defined as a conception of the desirable, not the desired, but the desirable. Thus, values are not about what humans really want, but about what humans think they should want. And this is a crucial difference, which is the origin of much difficulties, but also of much progress. Institutional autonomy, academic freedom, unity of teaching and research are values without which we can no longer think about universities. But there is a lot to be done to translate these values into actual practices. This gap between the desirable and the real gives us the drive to develop. It is even more complicated when, like in current times, not just the practices are put into question, but the values and normative orders themselves. We know that the European origin of the university as an institution and its values is not in contradiction to their global proliferation. On the contrary, it's a way to think the universality of the university. Here, I would like to recall the thought of a great thinker of the 20th century, Edmund Husserl, who, in the very profound crisis of the 1930s, produced one of the most memorable reflections on Europe and universality, to which he thought Europe was an opening. Europe, in this context, was not just a proper name designating a geographical area or a historical unit. Europe in this context was a universal idea, having its origins in the Greek ideal of philosophical science, and this idea was of a life founded on reason. Now, this idea might sound awfully naive in a time which has produced non-concepts such as post-truth and fake news, but it is precisely in the times of crisis that we have to think about and think back to the origin of our ideas, practices, and institutions. And university has been an essential part of infrastructure supporting this ideal of life based on reason. Yes, there are societies for which universities form an organic part of their life, and there are those countries where the universities function somewhat like enclaves of rationality in a more or less hostile environment. But if current political, societal, and cultural upheavals teach us something, it is the lesson that no one is spared from the shaking foundations, that both the center and the periphery are affected by new certainties and by new challenges. This is why we have to make an effort to ascertain once again the specific values on which modern university is based, the unity of teaching and research, the unity of general knowledge and specialization, the unity of the universal and the local, are the guiding principles which should allow universities all around the world to claim and maintain their autonomy, produce and transmit knowledge, be a space of reflection for scholars and students alike. This is not an abstract imperative. I have come from a university which is very young and which has only recently joined the 800-year history of university as an institution. But because we adhere to this European and universal project of life founded on reason, we at Ilia University in Georgia also tell our students, sapere aude, dare to think yourself, even when this thinking goes against the grain, especially when the thinking goes against the grain. I would like to thank Magna Carta Observatory for strengthening us and so many institutions around the world in this effort. Thank you.
Professor Francesco Ubertini, magnificent rector of the University of Bologna, will now address the gathering.
Magnificent rectors, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, allow me first to express my congratulations to the University of Salamanca for its 800th anniversary and for hosting the annual conference and the signatory ceremony of the Magna Carta Observatory. A very warm welcome to the new signatories from 29 different countries that have joined our community today, a broad community of shared purposes. 30 years have passed since the first ceremony in Bologna in 1988, when more than 400 rectors signed the Magna Carta Universitatum, proclaiming the core values, the fundamental values on which the mission of universities should be based, and affirming the central role of education and knowledge as the foundation for any society and for the future of all mankind. At that time, I was going to move to Bologna and initiate my university studies. Many things happened in these 3 decades, as we discussed yesterday during the conference, opening the way to extraordinary achievements, but also to big challenges, such as social and educational inequality, demographic change, rapidly evolving labor markets, new migration partners, up to the spread of radicalism and populism, undermining scientific arguments and common values. The world is changing very fast, faster than ever, and I'm not sure we are really prepared for that. Based on this scenario, which is the meaning of the signatory ceremony today, it is not only an amazing ceremony with a very strong symbolical impact, it is not just an act of commitment, and as we said yesterday, is not a destination, but rather a journey with no expiry date or fixed points of arrival. Values should not be only declared, and we never should take them for granted. To maintain and reinforce public trust in universities amid today's complexity and uncertainty, we need to clearly communicate our values and demonstrate that our values inform practice and decision-making. We should turn policy into action and implement, day by day, the values and the principles in our universities, having care to engage the whole academic community, starting from students. So, I wish the new signatories, but indeed all of us, to live our values, because values should be lived, and to take part actively to the Magna Carta community. Let me conclude with a warm invitation to all of you. I would be very honored to welcome you all to Bologna next year on June 24-25 to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Bologna process. It will be an important occasion, a truly academic occasion, organized together with the Magna Carta Observatory to reflect upon the future of the European higher education area and beyond. Thank you very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we are having a well-deserved break at the first floor. Additional information. Rectors from the new signatory universities are kindly asked to follow the Master of Ceremonies to take a picture in the cloister. We kindly ask you to remain in the hall in order to allow the academic procession to leave the hall. And at least, you all are kindly asked to enter the hall for the commemorative act before 11:30. Punctuality is really required as the kings will be here, so I ask you to be on time. Thank you very much. Los vais a dirigir vosotros, ¿no? A los nuevos firmantes. ¿Cómo salen por aquí?
Noi usciamo con la cerimonia,
Sì.
con il corteo.
Abbiamo finito bene. Avremo ancora tempo da prendere qualcosa, perché si va.